Nick.
Yes.
What's your topic?
My topic is also about technology, but namely in how it's used at Starbucks these days, which is fucking pissing me off. And here's the setup for this story. I walked into my Starbucks 2 days in a row, and they're doing this stupid thing now where you can order ahead, and people, it's awesome. Don't get me wrong, and I should get on this I should probably jump on this bandwagon, but I have not yet, and it bit me in the ass twice because I walked in and there's 5 people in line. I'm like, dope, there's only 5 people in line. This was the day that I had to get you the cherry yogurt.
And you didn't get it in time.
And I was like, oh, great. Greg wanted some cherry yogurt. I'm going to get to the house by 10:30. He'll eat it. He won't be angry at me. It's going to be fine. He won't take it out on Colin. It's going to be great. And I looked down, as you know, they always do the thing where they're writing your name. Like, what's your name? Nick? How do you spell it with an N? I'm like, yeah.
Is it a KN?
N-I-C-K. And they're like, cool. And they have to ask. And there's always a fucking guy being trained because the Starbucks I go to is like hell on earth. It's the one that like breaks people. It's the Vietnam of fucking Starbucks, right? And so like they're just dropping people left and right. So no one knows how to do anything, which slows the line down, right?
It's one of the nicest Starbucks in the city.
No, it's not, because it's like the bum Starbucks now. There's a lot of like homeless people around.
Are you talking about the one in the marina?
Yeah, the one in the marina. It's pretty bad. But it's also just not set up for that volume of people. It's a high volume Starbucks. So I go and I'm like, they write my coffee down. I'm good. I got all the snack items that Greg asked me to get. Ready to rock and roll. Look down the line and there is no lie, like 30 drinks. And I'm like, fuck, because I only put 10 minutes on the meter and this is going to take longer than 10 minutes. I'm cool. I wait. I got it metered out of my watch. I'm like, okay, 9 minutes. I'll be right back. Now I'm seeing other people do this, by the way. People are dropping like flies. One woman was just like, fuck it, and left. And I didn't see her come back. And trust me, I would have fucking seen her come back because I was there for 30 minutes waiting for an iced coffee. Which finally I was like, you know me. I'm cool as a cucumber until
you are not.
That one moment where I'm like, fuck it. What do I have to lose? This is a $3 cup of coffee I don't need. There's like 300 Starbucks in this city. I'm like, yo, what's going on with the drinks? And the guy's like, I know we're really backed up. You're preaching to the choir, man. And I'm like,
oh my God.
No, I'm preaching to the preacher.
And I was like, well, dude, I've been here for 20 minutes and my meter's about to run out again. Like, I got to go put this on, but if I get a ticket, it's going to be a $75 cup of coffee. And is that acceptable? And the guy's like, honestly, sir, I don't know. And I was like, well, who the fuck does know? And at this point, I'm doing the thing where I'm starting to raise my voice.
And his hair's flying around.
People are starting to back away from me, but in solidarity, because they're also fucking pissed off.
They're joining hands and making a perimeter no
like,
security guard can get.
I'm Nick Scarpino.
We're late to our job at Google, but we back you up, sir, even though we will never say the word. And I'm just getting irate at this guy. I'm like, who's the manager here? Go get the manager. And finally, this manager comes over, and I've had so many lovely interactions with these people before.
Because this is these people.
This is his daily Starbucks.
And people are like, this guy's really nice most of the time. And this one time, man, that changed their opinion of me wholeheartedly, because I was like, this is unacceptable. Like, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, well, it's these to-go orders. We got to do all these to-go orders. And I was like, but you're the manager. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, so fix it. And he's like, yeah, but we're not set up. I was like, hey, fix it. And the guy's like, well, I don't know. I'm like, but you're the fucking manager. It is your job to make sure this thing runs correctly. So if it's not running correctly, it is your fault. So make my coffee, fix it. And he's like, well, here, I'll make it now. I'm like, don't make it out of order, because then you're fucking them over. I'm like, I just want you to speed this up so that the next time I come in, you're not having this problem, because this is the second day in a row that I noticed this, right? And it's not going to get any better. So I'm like, I got to go get my meter. When I come back, I want to see my coffee here. Put money in the meter, come back. The coffee's there.
Locked.
The coffee's there, and the guy left me 2 like free coffee things, and he's like, "Sir, I'm so sorry. Here's the 2 free coffee things for you, like whatever, like the little cards they give you for like free coffees." And in some stupid like stance of like, I'm gonna stand on my morals right now, I grabbed my coffee and I said, "You can keep those. I'm never coming back to Starbucks again."
Are you sure about that?
And I left.
The biggest lie.
And I went to Starbucks again that day.
A different Starbucks. So today, we get out of the cars, like we both park like right next to each other in the morning. We start walking over and I see Nick with some Starbucks. Me and Kevin just start laughing because it's like, he had just told us the story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that? And he's like, I went to a different Starbucks. And it's just like.
Mostly because, not because I'm standing on principle, it's because I'm so embarrassed that I made a scene
exactly.
that I'll never go back to that Starbucks.
And that's
it makes me wonder if this is happening every single day, this exact situation.
Oh, I'm sure it's people. That poor guy probably told corporate like 1,000 times. He's probably like, you guys have to authorize me to get more people in here, and they're like, no. Yeah. But at the same time, he's ineffective. No, I'm sorry.
Like, well, here's the other problem though, is the fact that his response of like, you're preaching the choir. sounds really like, ooh, don't say that if you're a manager and there's an issue.
So this was the
This
guy,
is the guy,
this
this
is
is
the
the
barista,
guy.
not the manager. The manager was like, I hear you.
But also,
totally
it's
understand.
like he's interacted with you countless times. So it's like I'm sure he felt like a level of like bro code of like, you're preaching to the choir, man. We're cool. Like, we're on that level.
You won't blow up in my face.
Yeah.
Call my
And then,
manager
'cause,
over
like,
here.
I mean, I've seen you go from 0 to 60, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh shit, we were cool. We're now not cool. This is crazy. But I mean, yeah, it's so funny that it's like, whose fault is it? Is it the manager's fault? Like,
Well, I'll tell you whose fault it's not. Mine.
True.
So I don't give a fuck who else's fault it is.
God
Because it's
bless
not my fault that this is happening, right? It's not my And by the way, I've been sitting there when people don't even pick the fucking orders up because they forget or they don't have time. They're just sitting there. There's like 10 drinks. And I was there again 25 minutes. I'm like counting on my watch. No one picked those drinks up. No one did.
Were any of them your kind of drink?
No, if they were, I would have been like,
no,
scoop.
You should have been like, I'm
Marina.
taking my coffee and I'm never coming back. And
We're
these like
talking about
arm
like
swipe all the
triple
other
flan,
drinks.
No, they're-
caramel,
yeah, they're-
macchiato.
Now, have you thought about just getting on board with mobile ordering?
No, because he's Nick. So here's the deal.
He won't see movies
if
in
Uber,
3D.
like Ubers, like I could totally imagine you screaming at Uber to get their manager.
fucking hate
because
Uber.
it's just like you're getting in the way of the taxi cabs.
No,
But it's
so-
just like once you get on it, you're gonna love it, and then it's all good.
No. Once I got on it, I loved Uber until I started taking Ubers. And then I was like, wow, you don't even know how to drive a fucking car, let alone get me from point A to point B. Like, you don't know the relationship between the steering wheel, the gas pedal, and the brake. You just don't get these things. These are fucking mystifying to you. Like, you've never, like, you came from Krypton and were like, I can fly, but I don't know what this fucking Toyota Celica does. You know what I mean? Like, I got a fucking Prius. I don't understand why it doesn't make noise. I don't like Uber. And they've been pissing me off lately. And
They've been pissing me off,
been
too.
reverting back to taking cabs. Because cabs are like on the fucking ball.
Cabs make
No
sense.
way.
my
They're on the ball
God.
now. You call a cab, they're there in 5 minutes. They're so thankful to get your business. And they don't charge you. You know why I don't like Uber? Because they charge you these fucking flex rates where it's like 3.5, like 3.7 times the fare to get any place between the hours of like 3 and 7 o'clock. Come on.
They probably
Give
don't
me a
play
break.
Boom by POD like my driver did yesterday.
Is it a cab driver?
Oh my god, no, it was an Uber driver.
Oh no, I've had some interesting, and also I forget which one of us. Someone said it. Maybe it was a comedian. Maybe it was one of us. But I'm so tired of talking to Uber drivers about being Uber drivers.
Yeah, that was
you.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's so
That's all you
fucking
talk
true.
about.
It's so true.
But the thing,
How long you been driving?
we took an Uber from. Uber is really deteriorating.
It
Like there's no doubt. There's like no doubt about it.
It is because it's saturated. There's so many people that are brand. Every single time I talk to an Uber driver, it's his first fucking day driving. I'm like, great. Wait, driving period, or driving like Uber? Never get the answer. I don't know.
They're on the sidewalk.
Like, hey,
The funny thing about Uber is like this orthodoxy to the fucking GPS. And like we came home from Hard Water in the Embarcadero yesterday, a route I didn't even know you fucking could take.
No, you
But
shouldn't take.
it was ridiculous. We were going through I was like spinning all over the place. We were going through like Pack Heights.
Was he using
I'm like, where
Waze?
the fuck are we?
No, he
We're
was
in
using Google Maps.
We're in places in San Francisco I've never even seen. I lived there for 9 years, and I'm like, this is. But I'm.
you go to
but I'm
Hard
not mad
Water
at him
all the time.
But I'm not mad at him.
No.
because I'm looking at his GPS and it's telling me him, and I'm like, you don't even know that this is fucking whacked out. Like we could have gotten home 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
And like, so I agree with you. Like, it's just. It's lackadaisical, and it's like and it doesn't take into account like the fact that like I feel like Lyft and Uber are both just in total cahoots with each other. Like they like, and I'm surprised they haven't just merged, because like they like you hear a lot of stories about both of them just kind of people like one or the other, but you like people used to really talk about like in 2012, 2013, like Uber or Lyft, like these are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and now you hear them and you like you hear like these like you're lucky, like it's the same thing. Like, why am I getting a phone call? Aaron and I have talked about this where like, why am I getting a phone call from you?
You see me
Like,
on your map. I dropped the pin. I
where to
told you
go.
the business
And they're
I'm
like,
at.
and they're like, oh, are you there? And I'm like, yes. Like I literally just put it in that I'm at this address. It's at the airport every time when you take Uber from the airport. They call you like, are you at the? And I'm like, yes. I literally just put this in there.
That happened to me yesterday because they have that option now where you can tell them what terminal you're at and what
and the door.
And then I see the guy coming and he keeps going and I'm like, and he's like, oh yeah, sorry, you wrote door 5. And I was like, no, I didn't.
Well, it's funny though, because this is what we're starting to see. We're slowly seeing them turn into cab drivers. we see what the cab drivers used to be before they turned into monsters.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing the cab drivers have to actually
Care.
like
Give a
care
shit.
again because they're like, shit, our business is dying. We actually have to go out there and like do good customer service.
Oh my god, I've had horrible cab
Oh,
experiences.
no, there's still some crazy
but I mean,
motherfuckers
I
out
have
there.
I have not had a single good cab experience, even in a post-Uber world.
Really?
They haven't been an ounce better. They are just fucking horrible service.
I've had them be an ounce better, but I still
Oh man,
choose Uber
I
every
still
time.
get that like the guilt trip of tips and shit.
Oh, really?
I fucking hate
Credit
that.
cards and shit?
I hate when they ask me for a tip. It's like, I'm gonna fucking tip you. That's part of this deal. You know, don't like recommend what I give you. Like that's just it. Really upsets me. I don't like that shit at all. It's so funny. This whole conversation though, it's like, it's funny that we expect people to give a shit about their job or be good at their job or that they owe us literally anything. Us going to the Starbucks does not guarantee that that person is living to give me that cup of coffee because they're not.
I know they're not, but at the same time, it's like if you accepted the job as a manager, right? You've taken on the responsibility and the extra pay that accompanies that. You should actually give a shit about how your store runs, right? And if you don't, you're gonna incur my wrath.
But I mean,
I'm coming
that's
at
like,
you, man. I'm coming at
that's
you
like
like a
saying
fucking
that
spider
if
monkey.
we were to like listen to the people that are angry in the comments, like they're saying we're not good at our job because X, Y, or Z. It's
No.
like, okay, yeah, but
we're awesome
this
at
other
our
stuff
job.
works.
That's not true. We're actually really good and we really give a fuck and we try every day. Like we're recording this way later than we normally would. And these guys still have podcasts and they're going to fucking do them because we actually give a shit about what the audience thinks. And that's why our company is thriving right now because we care. That motherfucker at Starbucks doesn't care. In fact, I'm pretty sure he was high out of his mind. And I'm like, now I'm just making shit up about this
That's
guy.
your go-to.
Now he's making, but he did
Yeah,
seem
marijuana,
lazy.
cigarettes.
No, but you know, I get you're in a place where you're like, I don't like this job, I'm not working, but at least have some like, and I don't want to pay this guy in that bad of a light because I came at him like a tsunami of rage.
Yeah.
So he was like, I don't know how to deal with this, and he did the best he could. He offered me a free drink and apologized, but at the same time, I'm like, I would have let up on the guy if it had just been a normal mistake. But I'm like, you have created chaos here in my happy place. This is my happy place. This is the place I go to every day before work because I like to have just that one little thing that I do to myself, you know? I get a cup of
hear
coffee. I get a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I hear that.
Colin, what do you do to yourself?
Well, do for myself. You know what I mean? Like the rest of the day, I'm just surrounded by you guys, which is fine, but it's maddening sometimes,
Yeah.
and it's tiring, and it's like we're constantly just going. And I just want to take a break from my relationship with my wife, get in my car, drive to a Starbucks, get a cup of coffee, have that be a pleasant interaction. They give me my drug. I go in my car, I do my drug, and I listen to a podcast on the way to you five knuckleheads. And that's my ritual in the morning. And when something disrupts that, yeah, I'm a little protective of it. My ritual is not figuring out how to fucking get a to-go order that's going to stress me out when they fucked it up, right? And I don't know where your order went. It's not here. Okay, great. Well, awesome. Now do I have to get in line to talk about this? Now this is a stressful situation. No, it was easy. I just walked in, stood in line. Maybe there's something cute for me to look at ahead. Maybe it's behind me and I have to do the thing where I'm like, is there sun out today? There is sun out today. That's fantastic, right? And they've ruined it. Now I have to go to this fucking weird like Starbucks that's in a like a Molly Stone, which is like a Safeway.
Damn,
Yeah,
this is
so
crazy.
by the
This
way,
is crazy.
true story. The Starbucks you went today is inside of Molly Stone. That is
they're
how low
fast.
Nick has
Because
fallen.
they're fast and I can park.
How far away from you shaving the beard or hair are we so you can start going to your old Starbucks again?
Give it a couple months.
No,
you
it
can-
won't, matter because
I'm
they'll
Mick.
have such a turnover in 3 months. I'll forget and they won't work there anymore.
What is Molly Stone?
It's a supermarket.
It's like
Okay.
it's a supermarket,
It's like a shit ass Whole Foods.
Oh,
but it's super expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like everything else in this fucking city.
everything's. Well, that's the other problem with the city in general is there's too many people in it. I don't understand how that many people are actually existing in this city. It's just packed constantly everywhere I go, and they're all Uber drivers.
That's why.
Yeah, but I feel you. I feel you on the Uber driver front because they don't live here, so they don't drive the streets and they don't really know where they're going, which is unfortunate. Like at least cab drivers are like, I'm going to take Franklin because Franklin's fast, and you know when a cab driver is trying to screw you over. With Uber, you can't tell if they're just incompetent. or if they don't know how
do you want me
do
to
it.
follow the thing or do you want me to go? Where are we? I don't know.
You're
Follow
like,
the thing.
fucking dude, this is your job. You want to ask how to get something up on YouTube?
Yeah,
I will personally call Kevin and then he will walk you through it.
Damn.